Well, I had my account cloned, and the first I knew about it, somebody got in contact with me and said, "Did you really say that?" And because they knew me, they figured it was a pretty outrageous comment for me to make. And then one of my other colleague MHKs came to me and said, "I think you've been cloned." And then, of course, the penny dropped. It had actually been cloned. And there was a Martin Perkins clone with my photograph, and they'd lifted that from various other places. And there was some quite nasty stuff going on. And hopefully it's now sorted. But I apologise to anybody that may have had a tweet from me that didn't quite sound like me. I think everybody that knows me knows I wouldn't say some of the things that were coming out. So that's a plus. But it does show how vulnerable people are, especially people in the public eye. And Sian, you're no exception. As a sort of public persona in the radio, it can happen to anybody. And it's not necessarily people on the Isle of Man. It's people out to prove it, but they can do it because they can. Their computer wizardry, all that stuff. And they make a point. But what they fail to realise is it can actually ruin people's lives.
Have you come across this kind of thing before? Do you know of other people on the island who've gone through this?
Yeah, there's one or two MHKs who've had problems with that, and also Facebook. Not so much cloning, but nasty comments, and it goes with the public persona. But Twitter, because it is very, very public and you can reach an awful lot of people, it is particularly risky. So make sure you have a really good password, a good strong password, change it regularly, and if in doubt, have a good look back at what you think you have been saying. And of course, if it's cloned, it's a separate account again. So you do need to be vigilant and have a look at your similar name and that type of thing to try and keep it under control.
What can you do to stop this? Have you contacted Twitter at all?
Yes, if you look at the top right-hand corner, there are three little dots, and you can report the fact that you've been cloned or you've been hacked or whatever. And they're normally pretty good. Normally within 24 hours, they've done something about it. But interestingly, I was in a conference in Guernsey, the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, and they are very worried about this. Fake news, people getting their Twitter accounts hacked and Facebook hacked, hijacked. And this was early in the year. And of course, we saw a lot of this stuff going on at the election. The YouTube in particularly had things posted of politicians' interviews, and they had spaces increased, so it made the political person look like they had to think for an answer. They didn't know what was going on, and they cut and pasted various things, and it was quite a lot of misinformation. And the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association is very worried about this.
Particularly given those kind of things you highlight there, does more need to be done on social media to protect those in the public eye, like politicians?
Well, it's very difficult, because when does free speech become censorship? And Singapore have gone through this, and they've put in some legislation that is very, very, it's almost controlling. If you're a free speech person, you would say that is controlling. But on the other hand, they see it as a protection from falsehoods, which you can see both sides of the coin. So it is very, very difficult. I'll give you an example of the sort of thing I'm talking about. Is when the Notre Dame fire happened, within a couple of hours, there was links to the YouTube to 9/11 conspiracy theories. And, it happens so quickly. It happens from anywhere around the world. So once the genie is out of the bottle, you can't put it back in. And it's very difficult. And the CPA is concerned. And one of the other things that came out is the BBC, who you would hold them up as the bastion of good news practice. They used to have 3 verifications of an independent story. Now they're down to 2, possibly 1. So having verified it, is it absolutely bang on, or is it hearsay, second hand, or possibly third hand?
So just finally, remind us, if someone is looking for the real you on Twitter, how do they know it's you?
They know it's Martin Perkins with my smiley face on it.